Hi creators, it's Claire from Springworth, and after months of what seems like sewing, cutting and pressing the same thing, I have 3 inside strip piece and 3 outside hand pieced hexagons. So that must mean it is time to start making the jacket. Remember, it's going to be sleeveless. I'm going to have a bit of a crossover at the front. Work out if I'm going to do some like cool buttons. Yeah, the exciting part. So my plan from here is I'm going to piece the 3 pieces separately. So I'm going to put front, back and wadding, and then I'm going to quilt those, and then I will work those 3 pieces together. So I'm just about to cut the batting, and I'm going to use this wool batting, but I'm fairly close to only just having enough. So I do have a spare piece, but that would mean joining pieces, which is not ideal. So 2 pieces on the fold, well 1 piece on the fold for the back, 2 for the front, and I did want to make the front just slightly longer so that I could have like an overlap, but I'll see if I can make that happen. I've decided to use this kind of grey brown Gutermann 618 for the back or the inside, and then this 5826 for the front or the outside, and it will show, but it also will disappear on some of them as well. So because there's such a dark and light contrast on this, it would be really difficult to get something that actually blended into all of them. So I figured I would let something show rather than attempt to hide it. I just went through and did a practice then, because I've got 2 different colours, getting the tension between the back and the front so that you only see the bobbin thread on one side and the top thread on another, and then looking at what stitch length. So this is my standard stitch length, and then this is what is on my machine a 3, and I'm going to go with the 3. I just managed to forget to record my first line of quilting. It is a little bit wonky, but I think that's probably just because it's the only line it stands out. So my intention is to do 3 straight lines on each hexagon, keeping them in one section. So 3, 1 on the edge, 1 in the middle, and then it'd run like that, and then we'll skip the first half of the light blue and do the bottom half. So each of these are on the bottom half, each of these is on the top half. So that should look pretty epic. I have 2 jacket front pieces, one where I've buried the ends and one where I'm still working on that. But this is kind of the quilt, or the quilting. And the reason that stitches change length is because there is a sized pattern piece under here. On this one I think I might just need to go back and pick up a couple of the rows and go the opposite direction, because the fabric has been kind of pulled one way, so I'm thinking about I'll redo a couple of those because that should make a difference. It's time to cut these quilted sections into the jacket pieces, and I have decided on the bias. I'm going to use this kind of dusty light blue, which does feature on the strip side, and I think will actually look really nice and kind of lift the hexagon side just a little bit. It's quite dark in here between kind of these 4, 5. It's only really the 2 light sections, so I think that will help to lift it. So lots of bias of that to cut, but first cut the pieces, so come on in and we will do this together. For whatever reason, I decided to pre-cut the batting, and now I have to kind of try to find the edges of that and then cut the fabric. So this one's pretty easy. I'm going to fold the one side back, cut, and then flip it over for the other side. I'm just going to take out this pin. Now I have the top and the bottom marked. I'm going to actually trace this onto the inside in an erasable pen, and then I will cut from there. I will give this a little trim now, just to straighten up what needed to be straight, and overlay it with the pattern. But it's more important to get the front piece and the back piece and the other front piece the same, rather than exactly to the pattern piece. So that's pretty good. It's a little bit short, or a little bit shorter than the pattern. 3 cut pieces, and I have given up on putting a dart in, so this seam is slightly longer than the back, so I'm going to start and end my bias here so that I can kind of shape that armhole to match, and I figured I'd do that kind of in construction rather than now, because I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I have also just decided on the width of bias, so I'm going for a 2.5-inch strip with the classic fold in half and then double back, and then just over 1/2 inch on the seam line here will give me that nice even coverage front and back. I managed to get all 3 pieces bias bound, and I did something really neat at the bottom of the back because I kind of ended up with 2, just shy on the bias, just not enough. So what I've done is I've mirrored, like equal from the ends, those 2 joins, if you can see. So So that'll look really nice and even, and then the other joint is at the top, right, pretty much right in the middle. So that will also look really nice and symmetrical. So I still have to kind of figure out the arms. What I'm thinking really is that I should make the arms very similar into the bottom. So I'll see how that all kind of comes together and how I kind of match these front and back up. Now I'm not doing the dart, so I'm just going to sit here now, I'm outside, and do my bias binding. So I'm just going to do the kind of bias binding stitch. I think it has a name, I just can't remember what it is. So that should keep me occupied for a while. There's a lot of bias to be kind of blind stitched on, so try to avoid scratching myself with the pins, and go. I'm really quite excited now though, because I can see the finish line. I can see kind of the shapes, I can see it coming together, although there's still a couple of challenges to overcome probably. I can, you know, I can feel that excitement about a finished project really starting to mount, so motivation hopefully will carry me through to the end. The handpiece Hexagon reversible quilted gilet is finished. Give you the 360. This is the Hexagon side with a little split down at the bottom, and it does kind of, it is unsymmetrical at the front because my intention is to put some little kind of crossovers so that there's a little extra to keep out any drafts. So this is the Hexagon side, and then with a quick reverse, the striped side. If I sound like I'm in love with it, I absolutely am. And then coming in closer to see that lovely, lovely detail. So I think that bandage looks really nice. It looks nice on both sides. So I'm not sure I actually did any video. So when I did this, I did a regular bias bound edge, and I have bound each of the 3 pieces individually. So you'll see there's a double bind down through the underarm. If I take it off, it's probably easier. There's a double bind there down through the underarm, and then I've come in and I've just done a ladder stitch right on the inside to connect those 2 pieces together. So that's one under each arm and then on the top of the shoulder. I'm not sure I have anything else to say other than I absolutely love it. I do. 11 months in the making, almost to the day. So I found a photo on my phone. I started this on the 4th of March 2024. Good things come to those who persevere. Everything. I love everything about it. The pattern was a so simple jacket. There is lots of things I would have liked to do that I haven't yet done. I'd like some pockets. I'm going to put the little kind of toggle across the front. I may redo one of the shoulders because it's not quite as tight as I would like it to be. But all of that is not detracting what in any way, shape or form from this amazingness. I love the reversible. So this is bound for the CWA group competition on the 10th of March. So we'll see if the judges love it as much as I do. I'll keep you posted on that. I'll do a little bit of a CWA craft competition roundup because I have 4 finished entries now, almost, and 1 work in progress. If you want more details on the pattern, because I have lost the packet, I did make a jacket with the same pattern last year, maybe the year before. Green Corduroy. I'll put a link to that video in the description that has more of the details for that So Simple collarless jacket pattern, something along those lines. I hope you have enjoyed this journey. If you haven't seen the other installments for this Hexagon hand-pieced quilted gilet body warmer slash vest, as they call them in Australia, go and check out the other parts. I'll put a playlist together for this. This has been my first hand-pieced English, hand-pieced, I didn't use paper, paperless piecing project, and I've already made another project with the minis that I made at Christmas for the pencil case, so definitely have plans for another one on the way, but I think I might try something non-symmetrical. Oh, we're just gonna have to stick around to find out what that is. You know what to do, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next craft video where I have finished the knitted bolero. So look out for that, and thank you for joining.